Let's bring our first guest of the night in. He's been the topic of the last 15 minutes of conversation. Roczen Energy Husqvarna's Dean Wilson. What's up, Dino? How are you, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Had some better days, but we're okay.
You're all right.
We're all right.
Do you and Millsaps here have any history, or did you guys have any racing? Like you were Dean was turning the 450s, maybe the raced a couple of years. That's about it, I think.
Yeah, I didn't really
No.
have anything with Davey, really.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Or 4. I'm just kidding.
Well, who can forget Davey with the neck donut though?
Oh, come on.
On the helmet,
Come
Dino.
on.
We all know that.
Yeah, that was the MTF thing.
No, that was a Davey thing. I had that when I was 12.
Really?
I
Yeah.
think it was.
Well, when I was amateurs, I always knew like the MTF kids. So,
Okay,
Cuba
yeah.
Clark.
Oh, Steven. Yeah.
Yeah, they all had the neck donuts, and that's always what I thought. But yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. I wasn't sure when I texted you if you would say you wanted to. We read your apology on social media. We talked about it on here. You didn't mean to do it, and props for you for calling in tonight. But what's it been like, man? How's it been like for you to deal with it? Obviously, I think everybody with a brain knows you didn't do that on purpose.
Right. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it sucks big time. I hate, and even as a fan and as a racer, like when I'm watching a race and someone gets in the way of the race, that pisses me off more than anything. And then I can't believe that I'm even in these shoes, and then this happened. It's just disappointing, and I'm like angry at myself, but it was just an honest mistake. I didn't know it was them behind me, because what had happened was Dylan Ferrandis had just went down, and then he got up, just in front of me. He got up, and then I got right in front of him, and then it was 2 laps to go, and he was charging to get back past me, but in between that, I could hear Ferrandis behind me, but in between that time, he must have got the blue flag.
Yep.
And I also got the blue flag, but not I didn't see the blue flag, obviously. And I thought it was Ferrandis behind me. And, it was honestly just I messed up. And I take on the chin, and it sucked big time. I just, I understand everyone's pissed, and, shit, I think I would be more pissed if I was Kenny, too. He lost the win because of me, and it really it sucks. But
right.
I can't do anything about it. I can't get his points back. He was on my flight coming back, of course.
No, of course.
And so I just went up to him like a man, and it's like, dude, I can't say sorry enough. It was an honest mistake, and he was just like, yeah, just put yourself in my shoes, blah blah blah, and we talking about, dude, I'm honestly, I hate myself for it, but I can't do anything about it.
Right.
We shook hands, and I don't expect him to be my buddy. Like I said, if I was him, I'd be way worse than he was. I have a bad temper, so it sucks. It sucks big time, and I know the Roczen fans are pissed and Supercross fans are pissed, but it was just an honest mistake. And yeah, I mean, I after the race, I got back to the truck, and you know how there's a TV delay.
Yeah.
And so, I knew I messed up when I came over the finish,
yes.
and then I seen Kenny revving his bike. Right away, I knew what had happened. I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. So, anyways, get back to the truck. I see his interview, and I'm like, you
got back enough to watch the interview. Oh God, dude. Oh boy.
So, yeah, so I was like this isn't good, and so, I was just like, I just had to own it, obviously, because I was the one in the wrong. And then, so I knew exactly what I had to do. I did a post, saying, apologizing. I wasn't going to go over there. The Honda dudes were hot. Everyone was hot. I was
right.
So I just did an apology and literally deleted all the apps off my phone. And that's all I can do. It's pretty gnarly, dudes. They're dude, I hope you break your neck. I hope you break your legs. Dudes are.
I know it's so bad.
It's ruthless out there, but they're just. It sucks. I mean, what do you do? It's just like I said, an honest mistake, and I wish I could rewind back, but I can't. and that's it. You know.
You've lapped guys that have held you up and probably cost you positions. I don't know about a win, but you can totally understand.
Well,
what Kenny's going
I
for.
was lapping guys while I was
Right.
while they were coming up to lap me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
And it's like it's just horrible. I shouldn't even be in that position of getting lapped. But it's like, dude, I got the guy in front of me, a second or two in front of me, who was on the podium last week. I got second place from the last race. Behind me,
Yeah.
I got Marvin, who podiumed the first race. So it's like, it sounds so bad, but like the class is just that gnarly, you know. So.
Mm-hmm. Now,
not a good ending to the weekend, that's for sure. And I'm bummed how it all kind of happened, but you know, all we can do is just move forward.
Well, stand-up guy for coming on the show, I think, and what Davey was saying, like so Gerke cost Davey a win against Millsaps, against Dungey years ago, and Davey, before you came on here, Dean, Davey, you were kind of saying like it's not that, it's a big deal, it sucks, but you almost think like Dean didn't even need to put a pole. It's racing. It's racing.
It definitely,
because everybody knows, Dean, you didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest issue is that he did it, and unintentional to the most loved guy in the sport.
Right.
You know, like
right.
That's probably the biggest thing, to be honest with you. But I don't know, man. I read the apology, and then I read Roczen's comments to you, and for me, it's the one part that got me, like I said earlier in the show, is the fact that he said for you to be aware of your surroundings and started talking about points with you. You know, it's 3 points here, it's 4 points here. Realistically, it's that way for everybody in the racing right now. And he just got docked for not rolling on a red cross flag. So be aware of your surroundings. You know what I mean? It's like you want to blame that on Dylan being in the way of the flag, but yet now you're blaming Dylan for being behind you. Dylan's just he's just a guy.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all in all, like I like Ken, I like you, and it's one of those things that it sucks, the situation that you're in, but man, for me, it was just racing, man. You weren't trying to hold anyone up, you weren't trying to get in his way, you weren't moving over to block him or anything like that. You were riding your race, and that's honestly, truly, if you're a fan of the sport and you can't see that, then you're truly only a fan of Kenny.
Yeah, well,
right.
Dean, you kind of mentioned the social reactions, right?
Yeah.
And that's.
Well, I didn't actually like I said, I deleted all the apps off my phone, and I told my wife, my family, I'm like, listen, I don't want to hear about it, I don't want to see it, I don't want to talk about it, because it's just gonna put me in a bad mood, right? So I just want to focus on the positives. So I never seen Kenny's reply, and I didn't know he replied. I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, right.
So people, of course, my friends that are screenshotting and sending it to me and stuff, but like I said, I understand his frustrations. I would be worse off if I was him, and it is what it is. It sucks. Yeah, I mean,
did you see that
crappy position to be in?
Did you see that you were 17th in the results for some reason? And then, I don't know, initially after the race, we're like, he couldn't possibly have gotten docked. Do you know anything about this, Dean?
Yeah, well, I had to go to the AMA truck, of course, and they're like, so what about your 17th? I'm like, what do you mean about my 17th? I was like, I was behind Brayton the whole race, and Ferrandis was behind me. I was like, I don't know. They're like, oh, we're going to have to pull up, the handwritten scoring. I was like, I don't know if the transponder, what happened.
Yeah,
that was
okay.
Really
so that had nothing to do with anything. All right, yeah, okay.
No, that was just on its own. So yeah, it was, crazy weekend, and it was a bummer. I was, it sucked. But
no, yeah, it does. I think apologizing to Kenny and doing everything you did, that's what you do, and then you race on in Indianapolis. You know what I mean?
Right. There's nothing more I can do. You know. So
no, it's definitely good on you for apologizing. I get that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. So for you, for the first 3 rounds, dude, are you gonna get a start here, or what? Have you gotten one? I don't think so. I haven't seen much of you, Dean. You got to be a little frustrated with these first 3.
That's been the big. That's been the big topic in the semi. Is my start. It's what I feel like a lot of fans don't see, and I'm not really making an excuse, but I'm kind of making excuses. see when you don't have a great heat race,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're on the start and you pick your gate. Like honestly, you're usually picking one with like a pretty big hole on the front, and like right away you're kind of already got kind of a shitty gate, you know.
Right.
So like I feel like I always don't have the greatest gate, and then but that's not really an excuse because I have good gates in my heat races, and my heat races still starts haven't been good. So I just need to figure out. That's one thing that I need to work on.
I know you. I'm gonna jump in. I
Yeah,
know.
go
I know
ahead.
you don't
You're-
check your
you're-
Instagram, but old Michael Lessie commented on your page saying that he can help you fix that. Just hit him up.
Yeah.
So
Well, shit, you know, I've been watching his arena crosses he's been racing, and he run one, he never got any hole shots. Run
Oh,
two,
shit,
he
okay.
went back to the drawing board,
Yeah.
got every hole shot.
Must
so
have been
I might have
Tony.
to help much.
Tony flew in. Yeah.
Tony flew in, changed the setup, and got the whole shot.
Yep. So
Dean,
yeah, it's
yeah.
so tough. Like
Yeah.
the class, like I know everyone keeps saying the class is so tough, but man, like you just really need to get that start, like even top 5, you know, and then it's kind of like follow the leader a little bit, you know. So.
Mhm. Yeah, the first 2
Yeah,
weeks, I thought
yeah.
the first 2 tracks were pretty simple, pretty easy for you guys out there, right? Like not much going on. Start's always huge, but this was even more so.
Right.
And by the way, Dino, I love the fact that you're watching Kicker Arena Cross. like, don't you have something better to do, or no? That's it.
I know my buddy Colin was racing it though, so I was watching him.
Okay,
on
all
park.
right. This
So-
summer, I saw Dean was watching Canadian Nationals at some point. If it's motocross,
I'm a big fan of just watching racing, honestly.
yeah, you are. No, I know
But
that.
you know what made my night even worse? Like after the main, it was like I was just down. You know, like I was pretty much the most hated man in America. And then I get the Conor McGregor fight on. Then he gets knocked out. And honestly, I was just at the bottom of the slump. So I'm picking myself back up a bit now.
Okay,
So.
good to hear. Yeah, that's good. Dean Wilson on the show, brought to you by Scotia. Davey Millsap's in studio, of course, as well. Let's get some phone calls here, Dean. We got a couple of calls from. I don't think any Roczen fans. I think everything will be safe here. Preston, what's going on? What's your question for Dean and Davey?
Hey guys, gentlemen, this might be for all of you. Just, I guess, in regard to the flagging, after watching the Red Cross violations in the second round and then third round, obviously, I guess riders and maybe even media perspective is what needs to change with the flagging to make it visible. I don't know if it's technology or more flaggers or what.
Before I let the two guys answer, let me just, as I said on the show for 10 years, flagging at most of the races is atrocious. It's terrible. And it always needs to get better. Now we'll move on from that point. Davey, what do you think? Is there anything that
I mean, obviously, when I was racing, those blue flags, if they were coming up behind you, you knew it. Like they were out in the middle, blue flagging you.
Okay.
When I watched the race this morning from the weekend, it was I really could not see a blue flag. So
Right.
I don't know where they're at right now.
I think liability reasons they tell the flaggers do not go on the track.
Yeah,
do
but
not-
I don't think
yeah.
they cared too much back in the day.
Right,
Minus Heath Voss just ignored them all.
Right.
But the blue flags were always there. You could always see them. And whether it be on the finish line, they waved
Yep.
the blue flag at you at the finish line.
Right.
So for me, it was more so you always knew it was there.
Yeah. Dean, what about anything they can do differently, do you think?
Well, honestly, like, okay, so sometimes like they wave the blue flag like really, really, really early. Like
Yes.
they'll wave
yeah.
it and I'll look behind me and then I'm like, I don't even see anyone, and they're literally like half a track away, right? So sometimes it's like too early, and then I feel like in my case, like honestly, like stand on like down the start straight, like get freaking damn near on the track and like point at me, like really like make me see it, like because I was like I said, I thought it was Ferrandis behind me, and
Yep.
I was just focused like I'm going to the checkered, I'm not letting Ferrandis by me, and yeah, unfortunately
Yeah.
that, but I don't like honestly. I remember seeing that blue flag like maybe twice, but they weren't close at that point. And then after that, I don't remember honestly. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure they were waving it, but I was just like focused on like the guys on front. So
Yeah, and I can speak as a privateer mechanic. I thought many, many times, stop waving the blue flag. The guy's that's straight away and a half away.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So, but I kind of sided with Kenny on the Red Cross thing. It was tucked away. It was behind Ferrandis. The guy wasn't waving it like violently. You know what I mean? Like, I get it.
I'm not
No.
disagreeing with Kenny.
Yeah,
I'm just
right,
saying, like, if
right.
you're gonna throw out, be aware of your surroundings.
Yes, right.
Everyone else is rolling the jump.
Right.
Why are you jumping it?
But I mean, again, Preston, as I said, and Davey and Dean, disagree with me if you want. I've seen 10,000 examples of horrible
Yep.
flagging
Yep.
over the years. Like, it's the outdoor nationals. Like, where do they find these people? I don't know. Anyways, thanks, Preston. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you. Let's go to line 1 for Dean Wilson, brought to you by Scotia. It's Skippy. Skippy, what's up? What's your question for Dean Wilson?
What's going on, boyos?
What's happening?
Hey, so I really think that you had a pretty quiet off season. Do you agree?
Dino. Yeah.
Yep.
So after having a good, quiet, hard-working off season, after going 12, 11, 11, do you think that it's pretty tough to kind of get back into the momentum? Or I think everybody thinks you belong, and that's the. Of course, I'm a Mohead Houston boy, so I always think you deserve to be in the top 5. How hard is it to kind of rebound after going 12, 11, 11 to get yourself in the top 5 positions?
I think it's just a start. Honestly, I know I could be up there, and like I said, it's like weekend 1 I had Tomac behind me, and then Cooper was like a few ahead, and then like weekend 2, it's like the same thing. Like every weekend I'm battling with dudes that were literally just on the podium. So it's just that deep that you need to get that start and hold your own up front and really just be tough, because everyone's the top 15 all have worked hard and put everything into it. So it's like really it's a bit of a mental game as well. It's like holding on tight for that, or holding on loose, you should say. But just mentally being strong for that whole main event. Is I think the separator.
We've had 8 different guys on the podium out of 9 in 3 races. We've had 3 different winners. Brayton was 3rd last week, and he was 10th, right ahead of you. Cooper Webb was 11th round 1, then he won round 3. So yeah, Dino, all your points are well made for sure. So thanks, Skippy.
All right, cheers, boys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Line 4, Craig Martin. What's up, Craig?
No, not too much. How are you guys doing?
Good. What's your question?
I have a little bit of a different take on this whole thing, and I know that Dean definitely may have made a obvious scapegoat for Kenny, to be honest with you. But if we look back at history, just like you have with Kenny and where you think he's going to end up at the end of the season, if you go back in history, Cooper got held up about mid-pack or midway through the race by, I think, Breezy, and Kenny gapped him. And then Coop came back and caught Kenny before Kenny caught Dean, and this whole thing happened. And in my opinion, everyone keeps saying that Kenny wins no matter what if it wasn't for Dean. I don't think so. This is falling apart for Kenny, just like it always has every other time that Cooper's been behind him. And I believe that Cooper does get Kenny because Kenny doesn't seem to be able to hold it together at the end of the race. And the decision, just like Davey was saying, the decision to go out 20 feet to the outside of the track over that one, little double in, double out thing,
Right.
Was just a horrible decision. And that's just back to Kenny being Kenny if you look at history.
Well, at this point, Kenny does have to wonder what is going on with Cooper Webb getting him late in the races. For sure. He has to be super frustrated.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I really believe that, Dean was the catalyst for the whole thing.
Right.
But it was Kenny's decisions that ruined the race. If he would have went inside and took the line that Cooper took, game over.
Yeah. No.
And it was his decision to not do that.
Right.
So he lost the race, in my opinion.
All right.
Dean or no
Yeah.
Dean.
Well,
That's my opinion.
well said. Thanks, Craig. Thank you.
All right, man. Bye.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, certainly another side to it. Dean, so what did you think of the 3 races in all that time? You good with it? I mean, it's kind of Salt Lake-ish, but you like it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I think it's just good, you have a bad race or whatever it may be. Like, it's just nice to, kind of look at what you could do different and jump back into it a couple of days. The worst is when you don't have a great race and you have to wait another 7 days,
Yeah.
To race. So I like it. You get in a good little routine, and you know, we just got like a little Airbnb, and you know, like kind of made it homey. So
Yeah.
I like it. I like the program.
And in Indianapolis, are you doing that again, or are you in a hotel for those 3?
Yeah, another Airbnb, because
Yeah.
then you know you don't have to eat out as much and
Right.
can do your laundry, blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
just it's just it makes it better. So I like it.
Are you running the air shock?
No,
No.
I'm running the normal shock.
Did you test it, or was it not an option for you? Did you?
Yeah, I never really heard about it until
Okay. Right. Then you're like, oh, hey, look it.
I never had that opportunity, but that's all right. My stuff's good.
Did you ever try that, Davey? Was it around?
I ran front and rear air.
You did run the
in
rear air.
16.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
front was air force.
Yeah.
And air shock.
And did you like it? The air shock?
I liked.
Because Shorty had some mixed things about it.
I loved the shock at the KTM track.
Okay.
You know, or at my track. I loved the shock.
Yep.
But for me, it didn't transfer track to track.
Okay.
Very well.
Yeah.
And when you got there, just to adjust and everything, it was really, really, really hard to do.
You needed testing time at each round, to kind of get it.
So like a normal shock, you can play with adjustments, and I think it transfers quite a bit better.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I see that Webb went back and forth a little bit. I think Anderson has gone back and forth. So guys are trying different things. So, Dean, it's been a gnarly season to start for sure, and man, it's been a lot to talk about for us in the media. I know you're probably missing us in the pits, Dino. It's I get it. The media not being around, it's probably been a big deal for you. So,
Yeah. No, it's been good. You know, it's been obviously good racing, and I think with this class, we're just going to keep getting better races and good battles, and hopefully I get them start styles, and we can be up there and not have to worry about any bad situations like I have.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hopefully you do. I want to see you up there for sure. Thanks for the time, man. Thank you for coming on.
No worries. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I'll see you guys later.
All right, see ya. That's Dean Wilson, everybody. Brought to you by Scosh. I mean, I deleted the apps off his phone. It's probably a good idea.